Google Drive has the ability to download files from the drive down to your computer in several different formats, and that's a useful aspect of the program. Let's talk about some reasons why you might want to choose to download files from Google Drive to your computer. I can think of at least 3 reasons why you might want to choose to download files from the drive to your computer or device. Sometimes it's nice to keep a hard copy on your computer that you can access outside of the drive, or in case there was an internet problem and you couldn't access Google Drive. That would be especially useful on your phone if your phone depends on a Wi-Fi connection or a cell tower connection. You can download the files you've created on Google Drive to your device, and so they're kind of in both places. That way, if you are out of range of the cell service, you can still see your documents, you can still access them and make changes. And then when you come back into range of a cell service or Wi-Fi connection, it'll update whatever changes you've made. It's also useful sometimes to download a file from the drive so that you can use it as an attachment in an email. Now, if you're going to be just using your Gmail account that's associated with Google Drive, well, you can just email attachments straight from the drive, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. But if you want to email an attachment from an email address that's not connected to Google, then downloading that file to your computer would be the option. And finally, you can use Google Drive kind of like you would a thumb drive for transferring files from one computer to another. And you start with a computer file, put it up into Google Drive, and then go to a different computer and log into Drive and download that file. And I'll demonstrate that ability as well. Back in Google Drive, I have my various files here that I'd like to download. And I've got 3 that are of the Microsoft format. I've got a PDF, a JPEG, and 3 that are converted files. They started out as the Microsoft versions, and I converted those into Google Document, Google Spreadsheet, and Google Slideshow files. So let's talk about how these will be downloaded and what the default settings are. If I choose this Google Sheets file and right-click or control-click, I can choose to download the file. And if I do that, it's going to default to downloading it as an Excel spreadsheet, as a Microsoft format. And that's just kind of the way it's set up to do it. If I want other options, I can go into the file, go to the File menu, and choose Download As. And then I get some choices. So I can choose to download it as a PDF, as a Microsoft Excel, or Open Document format. Open Document works with OpenOffice.org. And so that's one option. Comma separated value CSV files. A lot of times these are used for like contacts files and address things, and some other options there. But you have to go into the file in order to see those and go to the File menu and Download As. Otherwise, if you right click, you're going to get the Excel version. The same is true for Slideshow. If I right click and choose Download, I'm going to get a PowerPoint version. If I go into the file and go to the File menu, I'll get some different options. So here we get PowerPoint, PDF. I can choose it as a vector graphics file, PNG, JPEG, and a plain text. For Microsoft Word or for Google Docs, it's the same thing. I can right click and choose to download. It'll come down as a Word document. But if I open it up and choose File, Download As, I can get the Word document, or Open Document for OpenOffice.org, rich text format, which is similar to the Word format. It keeps the formatting in there. A PDF document, plain text, web page, and that's how that's done. The other files would just come down as they are. So image files, just choose download. It'll come down exactly the same as it is up there. Same with PDFs. And the Microsoft ones come down just as they are as well. If you wanted to email one of these documents as an attachment and you're going to be using your Gmail account that's associated with the drive, that's actually built right into the system. So I can open up this Google document, go to the File menu, choose Email as Attachment, and then I just decide what format I want it to be in, PDF, Word document, and the other options we talked about. I put in who it's to, give it a subject, here's a spot for my message, and I can click send and off it goes. If you wanted to send this file with a different email address, like a Hotmail address or something, then you would want to choose File and download the file to your computer, and then use that email system to upload it as an attachment. It's also possible to use Google Drive as sort of a temporary storage to move files from one computer to another. So let's say that I have a file at work and I'd like to download it to my home computer without using a thumb drive. So here's an example of that. On my desktop, I've got a file that I use for one of my programming classes, and it's of type GM81, which isn't associated with any of these types of programs. It's not a spreadsheet, it's not a slideshow, it's not a word processing document. Google Drive isn't going to recognize this, but I can still use it. So I'll just drag it up to the drive. It will upload, and here it is in my folder. If I double click it, there's no recognition here. It just gives me the option to download, and that's it. So it's just that simple. Put it up in the drive. Then I could go to my home computer, right click, choose download, and it would go down to my home computer. And if I didn't need to keep it on the drive, I could right click and remove it. And in that way, Google Drive just becomes sort of a thumb drive for you, a transfer station. So those are the reasons why and the methods how to download from Google Drive to your home computer. Usually, right click, download would probably get the job done. If you need a special format, open the document, go to the File menu, and then choose Download As for more options.